And I think I think we're alive. Hello, internet. Welcome
Up,
to
everyone?
YouTube. How's it going? We are here to discuss lots of different things, but mostly what's to come. People have been
Yeah.
releasing trailers for various shows and movies left and right, and we're here to talk about them.
Yeah, we're gonna hit these big four that were released over the weekend.
Hmm.
I'm gonna try to make, since Caleb hasn't seen The Boys, I'm gonna try to make a separate video about the Boys season 4 and just some predictions that I have for that. But we will not be discussing that on this stream because Caleb hasn't seen The Boys and I don't want to spoil it for him because it's really good. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about Fallout, House of the Dragon, Godzilla, Kong, X Kong, I think it's called
Hmm.
now, New Empire, and Halo, the Halo TV
Halo
show.
season 2, which
Season
I haven't seen
Halo
season
season
1,
2.
but I have plans to, and I've listened to a bit of a breakdown of it. So I
Yeah.
know I know what has come before, and I'm so excited for what comes next. Are we
Oh
going to talk
yeah.
about Fallout first? That trailer was an
I
odd
am.
trailer. So it
Yeah, Fallout.
yeah,
Fallout is an interesting.
neither of us have played the game necessarily, but
No, I kind of want to. Hold on, let me. My computer like exited out of YouTube for whatever reason. That's
obviously
so cool.
video game adaptations are extremely popular right now with The Last of Us, Five Nights at Freddy's, Arcane to
Hmm.
some extent, although Arcane isn't exactly
Yeah,
like an adaptation of, well, I guess it is. Technically it is. Anyway, they're
has
very
certain
popular.
characters.
They're going to be like the big thing in Hollywood for the time being. So Fallout
Yeah,
is a big part of that.
yeah. I personally, I don't know too much about Fallout. Going into this, I'll probably like play the games or
Mhm.
do some research on it just so I'm kind of knowledgeable on it. I heard that the TV show is actually going to be canon
Really?
to the games. I'm going to need to fact check that. But that's what I've heard, which I think would be pretty cool if it's done well. Cuz I know like a lot of video game adaptations are just their own thing.
Mhm.
Like Five Nights at Freddy's or The Last of Us, but it would be cool to see a something that's like tied in with the universe and see how that flows.
I'm
Fallout
excited
trailer. There's not.
for the Minecraft movie.
I forgot that's a thing. Isn't Jason Momoa in that?
I think so. I can't remember who the female lead
Is he
is, but I
Steve?
think she was announced a little while ago. Yeah, I think he's Steve. Yeah, obviously video game adaptations are going to be massive. I only saw the trailer for Fallout like I don't know, maybe a half hour ago. I need to
Yeah.
do some research into what the fans' responses to this are cuz I'm curious.
So I'm seeing overall positive response,
Okay.
which is interesting to say the least. I'm gonna be honest. As far as breaking this trailer down, I don't know half of what I'm looking at, so there's not too
Yeah.
much I can actually break down to my knowledge. Um, I would say the discussion I mainly want to have here is more overall about the video game adaptations and how it seems like that could be where the next big thing is going to be for Hollywood and
Sure.
television and whatnot. Because I think they said there's a leak from Nintendo. They're trying to do a Zelda movie,
Oh yeah.
which
Yeah, I've seen a lot of
Zelda's a
news
cool
on that
franchise.
recently.
So I'd love to see that done right. Just don't cast Tom Holland as Link. I
You
no,
don't like Tom
I'm
Holland?
good. I like Tom Holland. I just don't want to see him as Link.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't have any experience, but I have lots of friends, and I guess I have one friend primarily that's like very into Zelda, but yeah, I'm always interested to see. I'm not like a huge gamer, but this trailer looked interesting. It looked bizarre. The most notable thing to me is that it had the voice actress for Jinx in it, and that was about it. But yeah,
Don't you mean the actress from Army of the Dead?
sorry, I forgot about that movie. Can you let me forget about it again? I don't want to have to remember it. Anyway, we should have a
Dude, I
stream where
watched
we
that
talk
movie on
about.
a plane. I watched
Yeah,
that movie on a plane. It was awkward.
I watched it in the back of my car when I was in the middle of a very bad cold on a trip. But yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, what a great movie Army of the Dead was. What a great show. Unironically, Arcane is. So
Yeah.
I'll watch the Fallout show probably.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems cool. I mean, I'd say like all these video game adaptations except for Halo, which we'll get to later,
Yeah.
have been pretty cool. Like Last of Us was good. Um
Well,
Five Nights
Last
at
of Us
Freddy's
was
was
very controversial, wasn't it?
there were a few things that were controversial in it, yeah. I
Yeah.
think overall a lot of people liked it.
Hmm.
I think Pedro Pascal was actually really good for that role.
Hmm.
Um I need to play the games, dude. I have a PlayStation, so I should just do it at some point because why not?
Yeah, they have a PC port for the first one, but I've heard it's awful. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that tends to happen with PC ports.
season 2, is it coming out 2024 or 25?
I want to say 24, but I'm not for sure.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I guess I haven't watched the show, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. So, anyway,
Yeah.
not to stick too much on The Last of Us, but this Fallout trailer, there's not much for me to stick to. Like, it seemed bizarre. I'm not familiar with how, I guess, absurdist the Fallout games are. Movies,
Hmm.
stupid. Yeah. Do you know how many? Do you know anything about like the episode count? How long they're gonna be?
There's not too much information on it. I mean, a few days ago we got like some pictures and then they dropped the trailer and that's about all we know.
Mhm.
I would say my reaction from watching it would be I am intrigued. It,
Yeah.
it I want to know more about that universe. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Like you said, it looks very bizarre, so I'm interested.
Yeah, I'll hopefully be able to watch it and we can talk about it. Again, like with The Last of Us, I think it was very popular with people who weren't too familiar with the games, and then obviously people who loved the first game, uh,
Yeah.
were not happy with a lot of the decisions that were made. So I wonder,
Interesting.
it could be one of those shows that's like very good to people who haven't played the video game, but very bad for
Mhm.
people who have. Or like Five Nights at Freddy's, people who have played the games really enjoy it, and people who haven't don't get it at all. So
Yeah. I would probably say the Mario movie was like the perfect balance
yeah.
because even people that like don't know as much, so I'm not a big Mario person myself. I only know a little bit about it, but
Hmm.
I had a great time watching that movie. Now, okay, I'm not gonna name names, but there have been some people that went to go see it and they didn't know anything about Mario and they had some really weird takes coming out of it.
Grace Randolph, we're looking at you.
Um, which it happens. It makes sense. I guess if you don't know anything about Mario, I guess it might be a little weird,
It
but
happens especially if you're Grace Randolph. Um,
oh, I'll never forget that. So yeah, yeah, I think Fallout could be cool. I'll watch it. Now, unless like I watch the first few episodes and it sucks and it feels
yeah,
like homework, then I'm good. But if
yeah.
it's good, I'll check it out. I think there's like a lot of shows that have really like caught me off guard recently. Like Gen V, I wasn't expecting it to be good, and then I kept watching episode by episode, and I was just like, "Oh, this is actually kind of cool."
Okay.
And then the ending happened, and I was like, "Wow, I want another season of this." So
Absolutely. So,
yeah,
yeah. So that's. Do you know when that's coming out? Is that
let me
spring this
check if
year,
there's a
or
release date. Give me
yeah,
one
gotta
second.
be like a season at least, right?
April 12th.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's coming up.
we'll have to check it out.
Yeah,
I
I'm
wonder.
definitely
Do
down
you
to get
know?
that.
Sorry, which streaming platform is it releasing on?
Amazon. I think
Amazon.
Amazon. Wait,
They release weekly, right? They don't do
yeah, it was
the.
Prime. Amazon Prime.
They don't do the drop.
Probably weekly. I mean, all like The Boys and Invincible and Gen V release weekly, so they might drop it with like 2, 3 episodes first day, and then they go back to weekly. I don't know.
The trailer was
That's
kind of
usually
bizarre. It took a very
Mhm.
like serious approach at first, and then they said from the studio that brought you The Boys and free 2-day shipping, and then it went really odd. So I don't know what they're
Yeah.
going for with this, but
They were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, this is the studio that did The Boys, so you're gonna see some whack, disturbing stuff."
Dude, I love how they're not like, oh yeah, this is the studio that brought you Rings of Power, the hit TV show.
I don't know why they put free 2-day shipping because like they could have gone with like Invincible or Gen V, and I would have accepted both of those.
Well, I think
They're like, "Nah, dude,
yeah,
free 2-day shipping, man."
they had to be going for some sort of like comedic tone. I don't know, because then they switched songs too, and it was very silly. But yeah,
Mhm.
some things I thought looked really cool, like the giant wolves. But I'm not gonna say too much because I don't want to be Grace Randolph 2.0. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
anyway,
Yeah. So that's kind of our take on the Fallout trailer.
I suppose so.
Want to move into the one that I'm the most excited to talk about, and that is House of the Dragon Season 2. For those of you that have not seen House of the Dragon of Season 1, get out of here and go watch it because it's amazing.
It's nice.
And you shouldn't go through life without having seen it.
It's better than Game of Thrones season 8. We can put it that way.
Yeah, so House of the Dragon is a prequel series to Game of Thrones. It's based off of a particular story from the book A Song of Fire and Blood by George R. R. Martin.
Which
And it's the
you've read through the part of this book that addresses the House
yes,
of the Dragon storyline. And I
I have.
haven't.
It's
So
called The
we won't
Dance of
be
Dragons.
we won't be actually like spoiling anything here. Just
Yeah,
for the
no, I
record.
will not talk about any book spoilers.
Yeah.
Um, let me go ahead and pull up this trailer. I really like this trailer. Caleb, what did you think about this trailer?
I liked it as well. I should have watched it. Yeah, I didn't quite have the love for it the first time around, but watching it the second time, I was like, okay, yeah, this is really cool. I'm excited. I was late to the party on season 1, but I finished it, and I definitely plan on rewatching it before we head into season 2. But it was
Yeah.
really cool. I like a lot of the characters in there, so it's cool to see a lot of them and where they're gonna go. They have a lot of not necessarily characters with a lot of necessarily like personality, but very cool characters, like people with eye patches and that kind of thing.
Yeah. They do have some cool characters. I'm excited to see some of the newer characters that they're gonna put in here. Super excited to see like who they cast for Blood and Cheese and whatnot. Um, yeah, so it kind of opens with Rhaenyra by shoot, what's the name of the Baratheons castle? Uh,
It's not Blackrock, is it?
it's not Blackrock.
It's something else.
They're based operations, and basically she's going to look for Lucerys's body because he took an L in that final episode.
That was sad. That,
It,
by the
it was
way, House of the Dragon season 1. We need to dedicate a stream just to talking about it because it's very
Facts.
solid. I remember we watched the first episode again with each other, and I need to rewatch the rest of that season because it was
Yeah.
great.
House of the
Anyway.
Dragon season 1 was just a fun experience because everyone was coming off of Game of Thrones season 8, which was just a huge letdown. And I remember there was a lot of tension
Yeah.
that night when the first episode was dropping because these drop Sunday night, which I love. I think it's like the best time to drop something big like that because you go to church or whatever, you do your thing, you come back home and you watch House of the Dragon.
You go to your
And
Baptist church and then go watch softcore porn.
No, House of the Dragon actually veered away from a lot of the
It did, yeah.
gross stuff that Game of Thrones like to do, which was kind of nice. But no, yeah, House of the Dragon, that was a fun time. I remember each week, the hype around it just kept on building, and everyone was like, "Whoa, this is actually kind of good."
Mhm.
So yeah, it was a fun time. But yeah, House of the Dragon season 2. So we got the shot of Rhaenyra. We got a lot of just random shots of like different characters. There's not too much context behind that. We see like the Hightower's army, whatnot, because everyone's going to war. We got a shot of Sir Butthurt beheading somebody, aka Christian Cole. I don't like him.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really likes him. I think there was a lot of potential
No.
for him, and I don't know. He felt a lot cooler in the first half of the season, other than the back half. I feel
Yeah.
like.
We have there's a shot of what I believe is the Battle of Rook's Rest, but I guess we will see if it ends up being the Battle of Rook's Rest. Not too many shots that you can get a lot of. There's a few though. We got one that I loved. It's Aemond looking at the Iron Throne, because he obviously reveals that he in season or episode 9, I think, that he thinks he's more qualified to the throne than his brother, which he's not wrong. That's the thing. He's not
Yeah.
wrong at all. I think Aegon's kind of he's kind of a screw over, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like I would have a lot of thoughts on like where I'd like to see these characters go. But for two things. One is I need to refresh myself on the first season. And second of all, uh I think we pretty much already know what's going to happen, or at least the people who read the books have. So, I don't know. If you want to get spoiled on what's going to happen, you easily can, cuz
yeah.
it's like a fairly faithful adaptation, isn't it?
Yeah, so the way the book works, for those of you that haven't read it, it works like a history book. It's kind of like the Silmarillion, if you ever read that, Lord of the Rings.
Yay.
A lot like a history book, but that has the person writing the book. It's like they have three different historians that they're pulling from that world.
Mhm.
And they'll say, like, now this person's account said that this happened. And then there's this guy named Mushroom. He's one of the historians, and he's always got, like, the wild, ridiculous accounts. But what was kind of cool is that sometimes for the show, they actually put some of Mushroom's stuff in there. So, for example, in episode 4, when Daemon and Rhaenyra like sneak out of the castle and they run around the town and stuff, that was in Mushroom's account, and the book portrays that to be not true. So it's kind of cool to see the show take some stuff that's like supposed to be just gossip and not really true and like actually put it in the show.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, that's kind of the way the book works. I think as far there are certain shots in the trailer that confirm specific things. I mean, we already know that the first episode is called Blood and Cheese, so anybody that read the book, you know exactly what's going to happen there. And I myself am pumped to see everyone's reaction because I think the reactions are going to be golden. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Um
very exciting. It's nice to have like a nice television series that like I'm fairly confident in. Like besides Arcane, I don't think there's much that like I'm confident they'll keep on coming out with good seasons. Also, House of the Dragon has the like I think it's natural to worry about House of the Dragon going down the same path that Game of Thrones did, but Game of Thrones
mhm.
also didn't have a roadmap. Well, it did, but it didn't adapt it very well. So like it wasn't
Dude,
yeah.
I know like season 8 of Game of Thrones is considered to be the worst, but I want somebody, maybe we should break down season 5 and talk about how season 5 is where they dropped the ball so
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Because the book that season 5 is based off of has so much cool stuff in it, and
Mhm.
they just don't adapt it at all. They just take the story from the book, water it down, change some stuff, try to kill off a beloved character in a absolutely ridiculous way. And I don't know, man. I don't like season 5. I think season 5 is really stupid.
Season 5 is the one where they forgot about Bran, isn't it? Is that the
Yeah.
one where they drop him? Season 5 for me is my second least favorite season of Game of Thrones.
Mhm.
That's me. But yeah, anyway,
It's not great.
I don't think we have to worry about House of the Dragon going down the route of
Oh,
Game of Thrones. Although it did have one
on
bad
that
episode
note,
with I mean, episode 9 of House of the Dragon season 1 was not great, but
it's not, I wouldn't say it's bad. There's bad moments, but there's also some really good moments.
mhm.
Like the Aemond and Kristen Cole thing in episode 9 was fire. Obviously, Rhaenys bursting through a floor of people was very out of character for her,
Yeah,
especially from the books. The book, Rhaenys would never do that.
right.
But also, she could have torched Aegon right there and ended the Dance of Dragons and saved a lot of lives. But
Yeah, that was
Or
definitely
about that?
probably the worst moment of the season. I was just completely pulled out by that. But yeah.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, on that note, George R. R. Martin did say that number one, it's confirmed that it'll be 4 seasons long. I
Mhm.
don't know if they're gonna add to that. He said 2 years ago that 4 seasons is the amount of seasons they need to do to truly capture the Dance of the Dragons from the book, and not go like too much or too little. He also said that he spent like 2 days locked in a room with the writers, and they were just working together, figuring out the show and stuff.
Mhm.
I think somebody should lock him in a room for a few days so he can finish that final book.
Well, I've been hearing rumors that that might be getting published sometime.
Dude, I want it so bad because I want the actual ending.
Yeah. Okay, so just to take a moment outside of that, there
Yeah.
are a couple other Game of Thrones things that have been rumored. I wanted to know if there are any updates. So there's Duncan of Egg, right? And that's pretty much
Duncan.
confirmed to be worked
Yeah,
on at
that's
least. That's in pre-production of some kind.
George R. R. Martin's like helping write it. So
Okay. And then there are a couple, isn't there, are they still working on the Jon
there's
Snow
others,
show?
dude. I don't know. I don't think anyone knows. I don't think that show's ever gonna see the light of day, if you
Yeah.
ask me, because I think here's what I think: you don't make a Jon Snow show. You reshoot season 8.
Yeah.
That's the logical decision. Here's what you do: you let George publish that book, and then you just reshoot season 8 based on the book. Now, there's going to be some problems because I don't think he's killed Stannis yet, and season 5 was like,
Well,
so.
okay, so there are a couple things with that though too. Uh namely that from what we know, George R. R. Martin did tell the writers like, yeah, Daenerys is going to go crazy. Bran's going to be the king. And because they just didn't set, like you said, they dropped the ball at season 5. They didn't set any of that up whatsoever. So
So,
it's hard to say how they could just redo a single season. They'd have to redo a lot.
yeah, they would have to. So, my thing with that is I don't understand Bran being king to this day. I will never understand it. It doesn't make any sense. On that note, on paper, and I'm not saying this was done well in season 8 at all. On paper, Daenerys going insane could be really cool.
Mhm.
You could do it really well. I think you and I have talked about this before. Had they just taken their time with that story, obviously she's the daughter, she's related to the Mad King. So she does have that in her. You could do something really cool with it. So I could see that happening, but it was not executed well at all.
Well, they needed at the very least a full season, not just 6 episodes, but a full
Oh
season
yeah.
just to like to tackle the White Walkers alone. They really
Mhm.
dropped the ball on a lot of things, and I think their mistakes went far, like way farther than season 8. Obviously, there were a lot of problems with season 7 and season 6 and 5 as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, redoing Game of
So
Thrones I don't think is going to be something that they do, but I could see them doing a lot of other George R. R. Martin content, I guess.
I would love that. George also said, I want to know what you think about this. He said that he saw the first 2 episodes and he liked them. He said they were really dark. What are your thoughts on that?
Um,
Does that increase your expectations or lower your expectations or just keep it the same?
they pretty much stay the same. I don't know. He was
Mhm.
behind a lot of season 1, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. George R. R. Martin, I think, has, I don't know, lots of flaws. Maybe not as a writer, but we'll have to see. Um,
Yeah.
hopefully,
Um
I'm like pretty much certain that this is going to be a really solid season of television. I guess so.
Now they have cut it down 2 episodes. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I heard that.
It is just 8 episodes, and Michael Sapochnik is not involved anymore. For reference, Michael Sapochnik did episodes like big episodes from Game of Thrones, like the Battle of the Bastards and Hard Home.
Yeah, Battle of the Bastards I think is pretty overrated as an episode, honestly. Hardhome was pretty
I
good.
really okay. Hardhome was sick. I will say Jon Snow's plot or armor was it was noticeable
Sure, yeah.
because he fought a White Walker without a weapon for like a solid minute, and the guy just never hit him with his sword.
Yeah.
But I did
I'm
like
not a
that.
huge fan of Battle of the Bastards though, so I don't think that's
Mhm.
like too much of a negative.
I do think the episode that comes after that, Light of the Seven, that's a masterpiece. That deserves its 9.9 on
Which one
IMDb.
is that the one where they blow up the
The Sept, and Tommen jumps out the window and whatnot.
yeah. I think that was the one scene like I really liked from that episode. Is the
Well,
scene where he
it's
jumps out the
also
window.
it's also got the ending setting up. Well, it sets up a lot. You have Jon Snow's crowned King of the North. Cersei takes the throne in King's Landing, and then you see Daenerys like heading over to Westeros with her fleet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mhm.
that led to the beauty of season 7. So
We don't talk about that. On that note, so there's a shot in this trailer of Jacaerys going. So it's basically it's in the north, and at the end of season 1 of House of the Dragon, Jacaerys says he's sent to Winterfell to make a treaty with Cregan Stark, or not a treaty, make like an alliance with Cregan Stark.
mhm.
And like from the book, like they do hang out. I don't think that's a big spoiler. It's important or anything, but like they
You're
do go
good.
hang out. So that's what that
Yeah.
shot is. Now, there was some leaked stuff, and so we're gonna talk about some leaked stuff for the show. This is not in the book, so if y'all don't want to, if y'all are really concerned about spoilers, go ahead and get out of here, because I don't know if this is real or not. Take it with a grain of salt, but supposedly there's gonna be White Walkers
Yeah.
in season 2. Now that, Caleb, I will tell you this much: it is not in the books at all.
Do you think
There are no White Walkers in the books.
What are the children that they? Oh, that's right, because they had that whole like scene in one of the seasons of Game of Thrones that they just completely failed to pay off in any way with the
Are
children.
the children of
and
the forest?
Yeah. Do you think they might go into
Yeah.
that at all?
I'd love to see that because in the lore, it's the children of the forest who fought alongside men, like they fought against the White Walkers back in the day. So like that's really cool. I'd like to know more about it.
Dude, I like how they literally just added in that scene as like a, oh, that's super cool in Game of Thrones, and then we never saw anything come of it.
Remember when White Walkers would take body parts and put them in symbols, and they never explained why?
I can't remember that. I do have to
Mhm.
rewatch the show, but yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what was the one thing that they did? They shoot, I can't remember at this point. They tried to set up a lot that they just didn't pay off. I assume that's George
I-
R. R. Martin stuff too, right? Like that was probably stuff in the books that he could finish up in the last book that he hasn't
Mhm.
yet.
I do think it is interesting that we had that leak because season 1 of House of the Dragon, like, they really hint at the White Walkers
Really hammered it
multiple
over the
times.
head, yeah.
They did. Like, they would talk about Aegon the Conqueror's dream, about how this evil would come down from the north
i.e.
and
season
not
8.
make it past Winterfell.
Dan and Dave would come from the north and ruin. All right, well, sure.
Yeah, I don't know how they were supposed to how that dream makes any sense because in the dream, like they come from the north for the entire continent, but in season 8 they don't make it past Winterfell. So
Does that mean that season 8 is not canon? Might be on a good track here.
I'd be down, dude. Who was the guy? Was it Charles Dance that said like he would help
Oh
fund
yeah, he
a
did.
season 8 remake?
I remember that.
Dude,
I'm
Game
sure
of Thrones
lots in the
stopped
cast
being.
would. Yeah.
Oh, dude, Game of Thrones stopped being good when they killed off Tywin. But
It's stopped being good right before they killed off Tywin, in my opinion. But okay. Yes.
yeah, around that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got that shot of them at Winterfell. Let me see if there's anything important that.
There are some cool dragons. And the guy
There's
with
some
the eye
cool
patch is cool.
dragons.
Yeah. Aesthetically, it's a
Um,
very good trailer. It's very well made.
it does look like there's a big riot in King's Landing, and Alicent is getting whisked away. It doesn't surprise me because it doesn't seem like Aegon's gonna be a very good king. So,
Wonder what makes you say that.
dude, I wonder what makes me say that.
Seemed like such a
Maybe it's
nice
like
guy in the first season.
all of his horrible decisions that he makes in the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I am very much looking forward to it, almost as much as I am to Rings of Power season 2. Almost as much. Dude, when is
Oh,
that
that's
coming
right,
out, by
do
the
that.
way? Is that
You wanna
2025?
I don't know.
Because that, oh man, we don't talk about Rings of Power anyway. So the next one, is it Halo season 2?
Oh, Godzilla.
Oh, Godzilla X
So
Kong.
Godzilla X Kong. Wait, what's the full thing? Hold on.
Currently, the movie Godzilla Minus One, which is a Japanese movie that's gotten released in America, is doing phenomenally, and everyone is talking about that instead of the trailer for the new crappy Godzilla X Kong movie, which looks like it
Yeah.
was made for 8-year-olds.
Yeah. Those movies are, I'll be honest, like they're fun to watch. I don't go watch a MonsterVerse movie for like the story unless it's Kong Skull Island, cuz Kong Skull Island is amazing and a masterpiece. But that's for another video. Um I got a hot take too. I don't think 2014 Godzilla is that good, but I know a lot of people would strangle me over that, but I really don't think it's that good.
I've never watched a MonsterVerse movie, but I plan on watching Godzilla Minus One at some point here. Yeah, it looks very dumb, but I don't know. Did you see Godzilla versus Kong?
Mhm.
Was that like a bad movie, or was it a silly movie? What
It's
adjective would
hard
we?
to say. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, the premise of the movie is a giant monkey fighting a giant lizard. So
Hmm.
yeah, it is kind of dumb if you think about it. Now, if you go there just accepting that and you go there to watch Godzilla fight Kong, like you'll get that.
Mhm.
And it's fun. It's fun to watch. Um they do Mecha Godzilla in that movie, and he's like the bigger threat that they both have to team up to fight. I thought Mecha Godzilla was kind of stupid because
Well, here we have like, do you know is the gauntlet or whatever King Kong's wearing? Is that some sort of
dude,
mecha thing? Or...
no idea what that is.
Okay.
Um yeah, that's I don't know what that is. I do know people are saying, like people that know like all the Godzilla lore, they're saying that the villain from this movie is gonna be like super overpowered, so that's cool, I guess.
There's like no chance that this will be like a very good movie, but it could be fun though. So
There's a chance that it makes a lot of money because dude, those movies pull in money because they advertise it as like, all right, you're gonna see monsters beat each other up, and that's what you get. You go there to watch monsters beat each other up. Like, okay, I liked King of the Monsters. I know it is a bad movie. The human characters horribly written, but I loved watching Godzilla and Ghidorah fight each other. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know, man.
All right.
Yeah.
I probably won't watch this one, but maybe I'll watch Godzilla Minus One and I'll become like the biggest MonsterVerse fan there ever was and watch
Dude.
all of the movies.
Dude, do you realize how many Godzilla movies have been made over the years?
No, it's been a lot though, hasn't it?
There's a lot, dude.
Yeah. Is it just Japanese made ones and American made ones, or are there a lot of other different kinds of foreign?
I think it's just Japanese and American, but I'm not for sure.
Okay. Well,
Fact check me.
when is that coming out? April?
Godzilla?
Yeah, Godzilla X Kong.
Hold on, I'll get the time.
You were right about us streaming for an hour, by the way. Very on the money.
Oh yeah. They do not say. Only in theaters 2024. Filmed for IMAX.
Wow.
Yeah, this movie's gonna make a decent amount of money, I can tell you that much.
Wow. All right. Well, Who knows? I think the only way I'd really watch this is if I could go see it in the theater, because it seems like a theater kind of experience. But
It really is.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we can move on from that and talk about Halo Season 2. Everyone loved the first season, especially Halo fans, and what they really loved about
It
it
was
was
really just a love letter to the Halo community.
what they really loved about it was in the video games. I feel like the one complaint people have, amongst many, is that you don't get to see John Halo's face, and he wasn't emotional enough. And in season 1, I feel like they really got what they were asking for, and that you saw his
Yeah,
face all the
that's
time,
definitely
and he was
that's
very
definitely what the Halo
emotional.
and you know they really just loved the Cortana design.
Yeah, they
And
were
it was
like, you know what?
oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, people hated the
Someone's gonna
first
clip this
season.
out of context. Okay, we're being completely sarcastic. Let's just put that on the record.
Yeah.
I actually haven't sat down and watched it all the way through. I've seen big chunks of it, of season 1 of Halo. It is really bad.
Are we gonna watch it
Like,
together so we can review
we
season
should.
2?
We
Okay.
should. We should. It's so bad, dude. Like, and I know some people say, "Oh, well, the fights are good." Dude, the choreography's awful. I'll
The
do a video.
CGI is like some of the worst I've ever seen for a
Oh,
live
yeah.
action show.
Dude, I'll do a video breaking down the choreography of the Halo show, and I'll explain why it's bad.
I'm
Dude.
not like super emotionally invested in Halo as an IP, but I am a fan. Like I've played all the games except for 5 and technically the Infinite campaign.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, I think I will end up watching the first season just so I can talk about the second because it looks terrible. The Cortana design looks awful. John Halo's face, like if they're gonna show the face, okay, but don't make him as uh ugly as the person they got. The Arbiter is there, which I think you can do a lot with the Arbiter, and I would say that's super exciting if I didn't know it was gonna be crap. So
Yeah. The
yeah.
Arbiter, okay, I really liked the Arbiter in Halo 2. I
Hmm.
thought he was super interesting, and I loved like his missions and just playing as him
Yeah.
and kind of seeing like both sides, you know. Um we'll see how the show handles that. I know that they have like new showrunners and writers and whatnot, so that's good.
Hmm.
But the question is like, will they live up to? Will they make something good? The problem is with I don't know if you know this, but in season 1, the writers on purpose did not look at the games at all.
Oh, what a
Yeah,
smart
that they
decision.
even they were proud of that too. Like they were in an interview. Like, "Yeah, we did not look at the games. Maybe it's an article or something. I don't know.
Mm,
Um, which is a massive issue if you ask me. I think the fact that the Arbiter is in season 2 means somebody over there looked at the games. It was like, hey, this guy's cool. Let's put him in.
yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, so like no hope as far as that goes. We've seen good trailers that lead to bad stuff all the time, and that was a mediocre trailer at best. Like, again, the
Hmm.
VFX looked terrible, which makes sense because if you're gonna do a Halo, like Halo is a very alien video game, you gotta have millions upon millions of dollars to properly do those VFX, and they clearly don't have that big of a budget.
See,
Um,
this is why I would love to see Zack Snyder do a Halo movie.
yeah, if nothing for the style which he brings to like every project, I think he would
Well,
do really great.
asked. He was asked, I think, sometime. It was kind of recent. Somebody was like, "Okay, what would you like to do, like personally?" And he said either Gears of War or Halo.
Hmm.
And like both of those, I'd love to see him do.
Aren't they doing a Gears of War
I
show?
don't know. They were
Something like
originally doing
that.
a Warhammer show as well, but that got scrapped, I'm
Oh,
pretty
did
sure.
it? Wasn't Henry Cavill a part of that?
Yeah, it hasn't been confirmed that it's scrapped, but from what I'm hearing, it's not gonna see the light of day.
Oh, that's sad.
I'd love to Warhammer's cool as well. I would love to see more Warhammer stuff.
So, as long as we don't have too much else to say about Halo 2, or Halo Season 2, I was gonna ask, what all do we have coming up this year? Because it's a gap year for Marvel, pretty much. There's not
Well, we
much
got
as far
3
as
more
Star Wars
Sony
goes.
movies.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
everything at Star Wars got, like, pushed back.
Besides Acolyte and Skeleton Crew, right?
Yeah,
Those are the
I'm gonna
shows.
be honest. I couldn't give a crap about Skeleton Crew. Maybe it'll be good. Acolyte, I'm gonna watch to make content on because
Mhm.
it's either gonna be good or really bad. So
Right.
we'll see how that goes.
So yeah, and then out of Marvel, the only thing that we're getting is Deadpool 3, and that's gonna be rated R, right?
Oh, definitely. There's no way, dude. If they make a Deadpool movie that's not rated R, I'll firmly believe we're living
A simulation.
in the Matrix.
Yeah. Yeah, so that won't even appeal probably because I feel like a lot of Marvel fans now are like pretty young, so that won't
Yeah.
even do too well. As far as TV shows, we've got Agatha and Echo. So yay.
Who's excited for Agatha?
Absolutely. Coven of Chaos or what is it now? It's something
I
else
feel
now.
like only about like 30 people even know that show is coming out.
It's like Diaries of uh
Well, they've
Darkness.
gone through multiple names. There's like the Darkhold Diaries, Covenant of Chaos or something. I don't.
Yeah, they're on their third or fourth, I think. Their
Yeah.
third or fourth title. So yeah, not much in Marvel or Star Wars. Nothing as far as DC goes besides wait, no, is the Batman 2? No, that's not true. Joker 2 is coming out, right? 2024?
Yeah, yeah, Joker 2 and
Is the
wait, is
Batman
that
2?
2025? I think that's
I'm
2025.
pretty sure Joker is 2024, dude.
No, I'm talking about Batman 2.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 2025.
I think we got a lot of like other TV shows like The Boys season 4
Mm-hmm.
is going to happen. I know a lot of people are excited for that. The dude from The Walking Dead is in it, which I know has a lot of people excited. So
Obviously, Arcane season 2 is coming late 2024,
Mm,
and so is House of the
yeah.
Dragon. Do we know about Rings of Power yet?
I don't think we do. I know House of the Dragon is summer 2024.
Mm-hmm.
I think earlier on we have Invincible's gonna come back for the second half of season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Super excited for that. We got Fallout. Um, when does Skeleton Crew come out?
I don't know.
Hold on, let me check.
I could have sworn there was a third Marvel TV show that was going to release as well. Can't remember what it was.
Let's see.
Um, what else? David Fincher just came out with his movie, so there's probably nothing coming out of him for the next year. Martin Scorsese, same thing.
Yeah.
Along with, oh wait, when is Tarantino releasing his? That's probably 2025. Christopher Nolan, we probably can't expect anything from him anytime soon.
Yeah, no. Didn't Christopher Nolan say he'd like to do James Bond?
Yeah. Oh, Dune Part 2. That's coming April?
Dude, I forgot about that. That's actually exciting.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
I know a lot of people really like that first movie.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I saw it in IMAX. I think like IMAX is the true way to watch Dune Part 1.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm excited for Dune Part 2.
I'm trying
Be
to
cool.
remember what else do we have going on? There's not too much.
Much.
I wish Arcane was coming out earlier.
Another season of Ninjago.
Really? I thought they had canceled that.
They're doing this show called The Dragon's Rising, and it's still got the OG characters, but they're also introducing new characters that they're probably going to pass the torch to.
We got to do a Ninjago stream one of these days. Maybe over Christmas break we can put together like a 4-hour stream on
Dude,
Ninjago.
okay, so I did because I've never really checked like online like what the community like how the community feels about Ninjago,
Uh-huh.
and it's very interesting. Seasons 4, 5, and 6 are actually generally considered to just be like the peak writing of the show, which I wholeheartedly agree on.
Not a huge fan of season 5, but yeah.
Season 5 is so good.
I need to rewatch it.
Moro
Season 6
is
I love. I love season 6.
Moro's like top 3 villains for me. He's so good, along with Shen and Garmadon.
Yeah, I'm surprised 3 isn't included in that.
People like 3. It's not as popular. There were some lists where people were saying like, "Oh no, this is actually really good." I see some people that really like Hunted Apparently, Hunted is loved. That's kind of where I left off. I need to kind of resume that. And the final season of the first one, is it The Rise of the Oni or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I
I don't know.
stopped
For
after
me,
season 7. I thought it was ridiculous that they were trying to change them to look more like the movie characters.
yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
I actually really liked season 7. I know some people didn't like it as much, but I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan, but again, I have to rewatch them. Um,
I liked the soundtrack for season 7.
yeah. For me, nothing will beat out the nostalgia of seasons 1 and 2. That's just
That's
some
fair.
classic Ninjago right there. But
Oh yeah.
it's practically raised on
I'll
that.
I'll just never forget because like I watched seasons 3, 4, 5, and 6 as they came out.
Yeah.
And that was dude, I got so invested. I remember when season 7 dropped in a different language before it came out in English. And I watched it in a different language just because I wanted to see it. And I was like, dude, this is sick.
Yeah, yeah, we'll have to do a Ninjago stream sometime. But yeah, as far as content coming out in 2024, there's not like there's a decent amount, but we're used to, especially with Marvel movies or Marvel content, you're used to like probably 3 or 4 shows and then 3 or 4 movies every year. Star
When
Wars has gotten like 3 seasons of television a year too, pretty much, right?
dude, they need to stop with that crap.
Yeah.
I think yeah, after Kenobi, I was just like, oh, can we let's
Let's slow down a little bit. Yeah, bring it back.
Let's hold our horses.
Oh, Rebel Moon. I'm stupid. Sorry. Is Rebel Moon Part 2
Rebel
2024?
Moon's technically 2023. The part 1 is 2023. Part 4 would be 2024 because I'm pretty sure they've shot it.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Part 2.
Did you hear the rumors that Henry Cavill's gonna be in later Rebel Moon movies?
I would die.
Dude, that'd be sick.
Oh yeah, isn't Henry Cavill in another 2024 film? Or is that late
Oh
2023?
yeah. What's the guy that did the Kingsman?
Uh the guy who made the Star Wars game
Matthew
recently.
Vaughn?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Dude, that movie looks sick.
Okay. So that's
Also,
coming
just
out.
I
Yeah, okay.
like Matthew Vaughn movies. I think they're fun.
Okay, so we've got some stuff to look forward in 2024. It's not we won't be doing any more like Marvel or the Marvels reviews for a while probably. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we got some stuff coming up. We even got there's like new games coming out that we can stream and stuff.
I have to take a look at them. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably go check out the Game Awards after this stream because I'm really curious who won.
Yeah, we'll have to
If
check
it's
in.
anything other than Baldur's Gate 3 or Tears of the Kingdom, I'm losing faith in humanity.
Did you play
If it's
through
Spider-Man
Baldur's Gate
2, I'm losing faith in humanity.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, what was the other big game? They released a couple of remakes this year, didn't they? Resident Evil 4 and
yeah.
Dead Space? Were those the 2
Yeah.
remakes? I think those did pretty well too.
I think Armored Core 6 make the list?
Hmm.
I can't remember. We'll go check it out after the stream. Maybe we can do a video on the Game Awards sometime.
Yeah. So should we cut it off there? That was
Yeah.
a lot of upcoming movies and show talk, but it's exciting
Yeah,
stuff.
we've both been pretty busy kind of recently, so we haven't been able to really nail down a stream where we can talk about stuff like this. But we're gonna try to really get like a schedule going where we can just push out some content for you guys. And yeah,
Yeah, well, we're gonna be, like John said, hammering out a schedule. Gaming streams are gonna be maybe a little bit more hard to come by after Christmas break, but I think for now we're doing fine. Super excited for a lot of the stuff. Oh, Rebel Moon, that's coming out within the next 23 days, right? It's gotta be.
Dude, I'm so excited.
Watching, and OBS is disconnecting as we speak, so it's probably a good time to cut it off.
See you
there.
guys.
Bye.